We're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for twin flames, for the divine feminine, for the divine masculine, to see what is going on. And today we have a conjunction between our sun in Gemini and Mercury in Gemini. That means that they are in perfect alignment, but this is also a cazimi. Anytime we have a cazimi, it means in the heart of the sun. And a cazimi really supercharges the energy and activates whatever planet is near there. And that means Mercury. Mercury actually has a lot to do with twin flames. It has a lot to do with the connection, communication, and how you perceive the connection, and also reality. So we can expect some really big shifts for twin flames happening as we're moving through Gemini season in general. Now, when we're dealing with Mercury, this has a lot to do with telepathy, how you interact and how you communicate directly with your twin flame. And maybe if some of you guys need a healing in that area, this is great energy for that. Let's see. So this has a lot to do with other types of communication. Sometimes this could be direct divine downloads and communicating with spirit or with your person and picking up on things telepathically. This could be songs, spirit messages, and other ways that you're getting messages and synchronicities and signs about your connection. This has a lot to do with alignment energetically as well, too. It has a lot to do with the ego mind and how you perceive and how you think about your connection as well, too. So we have a lot of healing that's coming up for twin flames specifically in the twin flame collective with this cazimi. It brings a lot of powerful energy, too, as we are, aligning with the sun, your essence, and your connection. But let's go ahead and start with a reading. For twin flames specifically, we're going to start with the divine feminine side just to see what is going on for you in this connection or what's coming up for you specifically. Remember, this is just a general reading, so only take what resonates for your specific situation. If you need a phone call reading with me, they're under readings on my website. I'm also an energy healer. I do a ton of healings, clearings, and activations. We have major cleansing vibrations coming up right now, like major cleanser, we'll say your energy, your space kind of energies coming up. Specifically this shift, we're in a lot of galactic energies right now, and we're in a lot of solar energies and even geomagnetic storms right now. That means that you've probably been feeling the energies or some of the energetic shifts that come with these energies. They tend to push or stir things to the surface energetically. So I always just say kind of pay attention to what you're moving through or what's coming up for you during this time. But let's go ahead and start with the reading for the divine feminine. If you do need me, go ahead and book me on my website. I have lots of really good healings and activations up today and the next couple of days. So make sure you guys are checking out my website. I have tons of really good stuff on there for you. Okay, divine feminine. Divine feminine collective, divine feminine side of things, divine masculine. If you're watching, direct messages from your feminine. I know you're the one. And I was telling my own twin flame this morning, I said, listen, I am kind of, I don't want to say I'm studying, but studying, right? Studying here on earth. I do a lot of work with helping you to heal your love life. Like if you're needing to heal your love life or you're just needing a shift, get at me. Healing your love life, helping you out of unhealthy patterns and behaviors, and helping with the twin flame collective. So I do a lot of work with twin flames. And one thing is that I was saying with twin flames, that connection is not just infinite, it is eternal, like literally. And a lot of you guys know that. And so you know that this is your person. You know that you have a very powerful connection with them. Even if you can't figure it out or put it into words, you know that you have such a powerful connection with them no matter what. So going great usually indicates in union, needing to heal usually indicates some type of separation. And even in separation, that connection remains. Like it's always in your mind, it's always there. But I mean on the energy level. And so a lot of you guys that are in union know that whatever's happening in this lifetime with this connection, it is here to aid you or help you with both of your awakenings and your spiritual ascension. So if you're working on yourself and you're healing energetically, this person will be too, because there is a powerful mirroring effect where they're going to mirror back negative behavior and thoughts and things like this so you can break out of them. And so this is a very, very powerful connection, but it's meant to trigger a powerful healing. And for those of you guys on the twin flame journey, you know that this person has triggered a lot within yourself or on your awakening journey or even your healing journey. So lots of stuff has come up despite anything, because this is a reading, just a general reading. You know the connection and you've been made aware of the connection, and this better helps you to navigate it. I always say to get support, I'm always here if you need it, or to be around other twin flames that are in union. It will help you on your journey and things like that. So it's a lot of this is like just kind of encouraging you to continue the self-work. We know that with these energies very, very high, the ascension energies amplify what you're thinking and what you're feeling. And we're noticing instant manifestation. Today is a powerful energy for manifestation. Take care with your thoughts. It's happening. And you're always manifesting things and putting things out there. So time to get intentional with what you desire. You know this is your person. Some of you guys may be stuck in separation cycles or struggle or whatever it is. It could be ego, attachment, whatever it is coming up for you. But a lot of you guys are actually in union, and you know you're continuing to do the self-work and to work on yourself. Okay, so, and I want to address this because I have another separation message. This separation is just too painful for me to. Separation is probably the most painful thing that you may ever go through for both of you. It's not just one of you struggling. In fact, you're literally, I want to just describe it. You're literally going through the same emotions and same emotional pull. And so it can bring up or trigger a lot of painful energy and show you ways you need to heal yourself. I was telling someone this morning, separation is usually needed. I feel it is, because you're going to figure out that a lot of you guys are putting, if you have a separation cycle, if you have a, you call it twin flame avoidant runners thing, you're putting, the cause is actually you, not them. You're putting too much focus on them. It could be with your thoughts. Think about that intense energy to navigate for the other person. You're putting too much focus on them. When you pull back and flip the energy and work on yourself and your own healing and, you know, your own things that bring you joy, they flip the flow too. And so sometimes this is just an energy dynamic that might need healed or balanced. And so I see a lot of people, you meet first to go through this cycle. And when you go through this cycle, some of you guys, you feel real good around this person. But that's part of why we do the separation cycle, so that you are not relying on them for your energy source, validation, making you feel better. Because when you do that, you both end up drained. And so if in separation, or you've been in separation, you know that the best thing to do is to work on your actual spiritual connection with source energetically, because that's going to shift you out of it. And it's going to get you into a more healthy relationship. And so a lot of times it isn't that the twin flame dynamic is bringing up negativity. It's that a lot of people haven't healed their template or their blueprint for their relationships or their energy fully. And you go into this twin flame dynamic and it tends to bring up whatever is unhealed or needs resolved. This could be energetically or karmically, so it tends to trigger a lot to the surface, because, you know, a lot of you guys have had a lot of unhealthy connection in the past or dynamic, and it doesn't work in the twin flame dynamic, I want to call it, bringing that stuff into it and whatever it is. So twin flame is powerful for, you have to heal yourself and face certain aspects within yourself, and bringing that shadow work up to the surface or to the forefront. And so it can bring a lot to the surface energetically. I was talking a lot yesterday on posts about cleansing energetically. This is why it's so important that you're clearing your energy, because oftentimes a lot of our patterns, blocks, wounds might even be unconscious. It means we don't have that conscious awareness, but we're still carrying them around. And your imprints that you carry, your energy, the way that you're encoded affects every person you're going to interact with, but most specifically your twin flame as you're, you know, merging and things like that. A lot can come to the surface. So divine feminine, you're being guided to really nurture and work on your spiritual connection and keeping your own energy high, and not allowing anything outside of yourselves to throw that off, even your twin flame, which can be very, very hard. So it's requiring energy mastery. Everything I see now reminds me of you. This is like, you guys probably think about this person a lot. Doesn't matter if you guys are in union or apart. This could be you're off doing your day and you're like thinking about this person. Sorry, I'm like cat hair everywhere. you're thinking about this person a lot, or you're seeing signs. I just did another video talking about spirit signs, and you're going to be getting a lot of clarity today. This could come through angel numbers, thinking of this person, you know, remembering them, whatever it is. If you are apart from your twin flame, you will be coming, I should say, back together with them shortly. You will be coming back together with them. It might not feel like that. Things can shift anytime. And are you fully ready? Are you able to hold this connection? Have you done the work to actually be in union? Some of that work requires letting go of previous relationship baggage, clearing out entanglement of energy cords and karmic connections. It's just the same work that Ascension requires us to do, to let go of the ego and 3D baggage. And I love this because we had to meet past, in order to do union, it's not all about ourselves in union, it's coming together with another in that balance of the divine feminine, divine masculine. Have you truly healed your wounds with the masculine and your own inner feminine wounds, divine feminine? Are you at this place to be able to hold this? And then for those of you guys that are in union, having to sustain that, and we want it to be a beautiful, lasting, harmonious union. So even in union, you're going to continue to purge out and have many deep layers come up. Like, this is how healing works within your awakening, within your ascension. You continue to work on yourself energetically, so you're having to deal with whatever that closeness and union is triggering to the surface. Okay, so we have the ego coming up. Doesn't surprise me because I'm already talking about this, and this is all the false self. And so with this Mercury Cazimi, it's amazing for seeing through to the divine truth and the core of things. And we have the ego, which is like the 3D self that we carry and how we present ourselves and things like that too. And so this is like maybe your own ego has been getting in the way. I see it big time when people get triggered by the twin flame, and it's like, oh my God, all this stuff comes up. Is maybe you're going through some of your own ego triggers. We have an ego death happening, like many of them. I was like saying, like, it's literally like you get used to this version of yourself and you're feeling good, and another ego death, and you emerge another version. And we're continuing to go through healing and then ego death and then rebirth, and like going through this, we can call it transmutation. And I feel it's just layers of our ego being, we could say, chiseled away or stripped away or pulled back. And then this allows us to tap into the spiritual and to integrate into the spiritual more as well too. So this could be, maybe you are having your ego get a little triggered, or your twin flame as well too. It just kind of depends with what's going on there. So you could feel, you know, you're going through an intense healing and transformation from this connection. I know you're not going back to the old, you're not able to, there's nothing to go back to, or the transformation energetically that you're going through as you're healing and letting go of old energies and all of this stuff that has been coming to the surface triggered by this connection or by this person or whatever it is too. Okay, so we have this union card, and some of you guys, this can indicate marriage, or just, you know, because we have two of these beautiful marriage symbolism, and this could indicate in union. I see a lot of you guys that are in union maybe talking about marriage or thinking about it, and this could bring up more fear and blocks too, and stuff like that. But this is manifestation of that into the physical, and a lot of you, we're going to see a lot of that happening with this. This could just be on the spiritual level, symbolizing your union, or even, you know, things like that on the physical level. So many of you guys are in this space, though. You're being guided to retreat, pull back your energy, especially from the 3D world, right? To heal yourselves. And this could be pulling back from, right now we're going through a huge transformation. So you may be pulling back from your old life, old connections, 3D expectations, how everyone else is living life. And this could look like many different ways that you're going through this entire awakening. Once your awakening starts, or I should say kick starts, you know, it's going to keep going. And so, you know, you could have shifted into this, you know, 5D reality, but suddenly things are no longer resonating, connections that, you know, you've had for a while, or they just energetically aren't feeling right to you. I see this happening big time through the Twin Flame Collective. Many of you guys are just no longer resonating with old connections, old friends. You're craving a little bit more depth. You're just not there for the superficial. You're becoming more mindful of things, I hate to say it, like manipulation, people using you, agendas, intentions, right? And you're literally just becoming a little bit more awakened, and things might feel a little out of focus. So I describe it like as we're changing our vibration and hopefully raising our vibration, things can fall out of focus or into focus. And so this requires shedding and letting go of the old, but also continuing to move forward and move towards what you're aligning with. Many of you, this is union with this person. And it just kind of depends on where you're at on the journey with this, okay? So we have the Knight of Pentacles, and this is if you feel like your Divine Masculine is taking their time, because when I deal with this energy, it's literally like they see everything too. Like, right? They see you, they see everything. And I always say, watch from afar to have their eye on you. Many of you guys are feeling impatient on the Divine Feminine side, not seeing this is about your healing. Maybe if they're not presenting as ready, you weren't as ready as you thought for whatever reason. This is why I say get at me for the individual coaching and healings I do and work I do with you to help pinpoint blocks and problems that you might be having coming up. That will help you a ton with. I help you to obviously heal things, clear energy, shift your situation and get better outcomes, or heal whatever's kind of coming up during this time. So this can indicate, like, showing that you might feel it's your Divine Masculine. A lot of people can get confused with the process and like finger point or blame, or they're not ready, but there's always the mirroring indicating that there might be areas that you weren't ready or whatever it is, okay? So this is like you're feeling that they're not moving fast enough. You might feel that you're not getting, where you want to be or whatever it is, making you have to maybe heal a little bit more. There's no rush in any of this, but you might feel there was, and you're trying to like move it forward, and you might feel like it's moving a little bit slow, but we know that's how actual like it should be. And when we slow down and like everything is on course, but you might be feeling a little impatient with the masculine side, or something might be coming up on their side. Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups in reverse, and usually this is, I love it because it's my aces are always like a new relationship, or it could be next level if you're already in union and things like that. But there is a block here in the overall relationship, and when we see this is like having a hard time opening to love. Okay, some of you guys have a hard time as well with opening up fully. I call it being vulnerable, and these deep layers when you are spending the time with your Divine Masculine that are being peeled back and revealed, and how they can see you so deeply and even see things you didn't notice about yourself, whether this is things they're pointing out and saying to you and not liking it because it's revealing shadow work, or how they're acting with you, once again triggering shadows to the surface or negativities to the surface, or whatever it is. They were always just revealing areas you needed to heal a little bit more. So this is like this is my emotional balance card, and needing to open up to love. There are some ways that you might have some of your own relationship blocks or love blocks. This could be relationship trauma, past heartbreak, ways you're hesitant, ways that you have a hard time with the connection on your own before this person even came in. It can indicate, or these things may be being revealed for you so that you can heal these things and come into this union, or in union. It might be triggering things to the surface very fast. It just depends on your own situation with this. So some type of block there. And then we have the Two of Cups in reverse. So this is like something you're being guided to look at with your overall union and things like that, because usually this is like my beautiful union card. This is the one, this is your person, but there's some type of block here. This could indicate energy imbalance, separation, maybe a breakup, or my favorite, not seeing clearly. And so we think we're seeing clearly, but oftentimes, and I love this, we get in a connection and we project a lot into it, and this could be expectations, ideals, even on the person who we believe them to be. And this is all being pulled back and stripped away. And so this is like not seeing things clearly in some type of way. So, your ego might have talked you out of this connection, or, you might just be, I love working with people because I can kind of see what's going on. And, oh, I want them to do this or do that. It's like the expectation. This could be expectation around the connection, creating some type of wedge or a block because there's some type of distance. And it could be, obviously like separation is the ultimate distance, but even together in union, some type of imbalance here energetically. So the goal is to clear that and get balance because there's some type of issue there within the connection. Could be the elephant in the room, like what it is, but you're ignoring it in the union, or it could be more obvious in the separation, okay? So we have, you cast a spell with your existence. Magic flows brightly and radiant within you. Your entire existence is so magical, but we talked about today when I was putting posts up being extra magical kind of energies. And everything that you're thinking, you're creating, you're putting out there, that you've actually created your twin flame dynamic. And there's no more playing victim in the 5D. There's just mastery and working on yourself. There's no judgment in the higher. It's just you're doing what you're doing. You're doing the best you can. However, room for learning and doing a little bit better. And so you're thinking it's happening in your twin flame dynamic, but it goes a little bit deeper into that when we're learning how to manifest, and we're learning that we're more in control of our entire life, reality, and how things go. And so if we have these, I'll call them love stories, narratives and love stories that are no longer serving us based on abandonment, rejection, betrayal, other people, whatever issues there are, we're subconsciously creating everything in our reality. And so this could indicate, that 3D level of creation, and we're wanting to get into that 5D level and really master manifestation. So your little reminder, everything is being super amplified today, especially things you're putting out there, things you're talking about, and stuff like that. Be mindful of talking negatively about your twin flame or thinking negatively about them, because these things are having an impact on your overall situation, and you're being guided to tap into your magic and the power that you hold to manifest. Whether you're needing to shift or change your situation, pull yourself out of a slump, or heal something, just kind of depends. So you're being reminded of your power and tapping into your inner power. Okay, your deepest desires constrain you. Let them go to clear your mind. Okay, so once again, this is Mars energy and very masculine energy. And you might have a lot of like overthinking, nervousness, nervous system healing, downloads coming in. You can get really fried out from too many downloads, right? I know. And I was trying to explain this to someone. You can literally, it feels like you're short circuit in your third eye. Like I had someone trying to channel all day for them. And I'm like, you got to stop. Like you can fry your energy out. Okay, that joke's aside, right? So this could be like with the channeling, the third eye, in your head too much, overthinking. This is why grounding, giving it a rest, restoring our energy helps a ton, because this is like Mercury mental energy kind of coming up too. And you're needing to maybe clear negative thoughts, thought forms, negative beliefs, ego narratives, the ego in general, right? And these are areas that we really, really need to heal that block our psychic vision and our third eye. When we have a lot of negativity in the mind, you're not going to be able to see things clearly or as they are. And so we have a lot of illusion that doesn't take place in the world out there, the world stages, we think, right here. It's always pointing us back to the inner work and things like that. So this is healing some type of projection, some type of way that you might be projecting your own wounds and pain onto your twin flame masculine. That's usually what happens with the divine feminine, or the negative thoughts have manifested. It just depends. There's some type of clearing that needs to be done with the mind. I know I have a lot of those up for today too. So if you guys are needing it, as this card is indicating, need to declare your energy, have tons of them on my website. It's like a lot of what I do with you guys that are flames. And you're going to notice as you heal yourself and clear your energy, it does the same for your twin flame. The love of your dragon reaches out to you. The realm of your truth is opening up to you. Maybe some of you guys resonate with this dragon energy. Oh, and opening up, we call them the elemental realms. And so when I go into that energy, this is once again the divine masculine. And so this can indicate things opening up with your divine masculine more, them reaching out to you, and it's like some of you guys, I was describing it like when you're in separation, there's like a veil that is put between you, and there's a reason for that. So you can work on you without distraction from your twin flame and what they're doing or what's going on. But generally, you will get enough messages, insights to know what's going on with their side as the divine feminine. Okay, but that veil is there for a reason. So when I'm dealing with this dragon message, it indicates the veil being lifted. Okay. And that means suddenly getting clarity, seeing their side of things, understanding them, but also opening up the connection, okay? So at times in the separation, you're going to feel like you don't know what's going on, you can't see things, and you're really just with yourself, okay? So this indicates that opening up. This can indicate your divine masculine letting you in to their world, but especially we think it's the world like coming over to our house, right? But it's actually their inner world. Many of you guys are seeing your divine masculine is letting you into their inner world and what's going on with them, and, you know, sharing things on a deeper level. So this is like stepping into their world, into their realm, as I call it, and things like that. If you haven't heard from them, this can indicate them opening up to you. That's what's going to happen next with a lot of you guys. These energies are amazing for clearing communication blocks. So if there's no communication, not a lot of communication, can indicate communication blocks and needing to heal that. Okay, chakra work is so important for twin flames. So with this reading, we have a lot of healing. The throat chakra for divine feminine and third eye coming up. Doesn't surprise me. We're dealing with a lot of Mercury energy. Your chakras might be buzzing in that area. If you have blocks in those areas, you might even be, you know, feeling it out or feeling it to do a little bit of work with that. Okay, let's do a reading for the divine masculine side of things. Divine masculine collective, divine feminine. If you're watching, direct messages from your masculine. I'm sending you signs and messages. They are picking up on the signs, messages, and sometimes I said it was too intense, like having to dial it down. This is why it will always come down to the divine feminine healing things first. Sabotaging patterns and energy intensity, imbalances, negative energy, negative thoughts, whatever it is. They're getting the signs and messages. Just trust me, they're getting them real loud. Like they pick up on you. They feel you a mile away, literally across distance, could be across the planet. They're feeling your vibe. They're feeling your energy, divine feminine. So divine masculine, pay attention to the signs and messages that you're getting. Some of them might be from your divine feminine or even directly from source. There's a lot to show like your divine feminine's thinking about you. Signs, actual signs pop into your reality. This is why like a lot of people say a common sign is like seeing your twin flame's car. Divine feminine's over there thinking about divine masculine. They see your same car model in their world right there and think about you. So there's a lot to show just how interconnected twin flames are and how they could influence each other's reality and things like that too. So, you know, when you're thinking about them, they get the signs. I need more time to process my feelings. So twin flame, literally like a Tasami, will trigger a lot of soul growth very fast. Someone was asking me, why do we go through whatever you're going through in your life? It's not about sitting around and right, doing nothing on earth. This is about hardcore soul growth. And your soul is always giving you what you need to evolve, to transform, to learn lessons. And so you and your twin flame signed up for whatever lessons these would entail together. But you guys also made a plan to meet, not just to meet, but also to end up in union together. Just remember that. My soul wants to merge with yours. Some of you guys have done that in the physical or even energetically, but you're feeling your divine masculine. They always want you. They always want to be with you. Okay, so we have release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Many of the divine masculines have been hurt before in connections, and it's making them have a hard time either opening up or committing or doing union fully or being ready for union. And this could be, and a lot of times when you guys have them actually say something about the ex, it's not, when we have a really insecure partner, they're going to think, oh, it means they want that person or they're in love with them. But in reality, they're probably sharing that they've been hurt deeply and they might be over it, but it's impacted them, okay? And that a lot of these masculines have been through a lot in previous relationships to prepare them for this union. But sometimes we can get either karmic imprints we still need to deal with from this previous relationship that might be seeping into the twin flame union, or some type of cords or even some type of connection they haven't resolved. or something unfinished karmically, or even just blocks left behind from previous connections that can block up their energy system or some type of way too. So this person had some type of, maybe you were aware of it, Divine Feminine, if you're watching this reading, that they had something unresolved from their past with their ex or whatever it is. It's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. And so you know that this connection is divinely ordained for you, orchestrated for you. The divine has brought this person into your life because you were ready, whether you felt ready or not. Okay, pay attention to the red flags. And this is important too, because Divine Masculine does see all of the Divine Feminine. Usually they just don't say anything. They have a lot of clarity on Divine Feminine's patterns and things like that too. Okay, so we have the Two of Wands, and this is in reverse though, so there's some type of block. And then when we're dealing with this card, this is like the two paths of the Matrix and awakening, and this is like making plans with your Divine Feminine, with your twin flame, but there's some type of block here. And so this is fear of moving forward, progressing the relationship, a fear of change. Some of you guys get stuck in union, of things not moving forward for whatever reason. And so there's some type of block here that might be keeping you stuck or stagnant. And we have the Page of Cups, and this is like your person messaging, reaching out. They won't, and I see this with so many twin flames that I've helped through this process, that you could message your twin flame 9,000 times, and if they're not ready, they're not going to respond generally, or they're just not, it's not progressing. But when they're ready, they come in. You're like, right? Okay. Yes. And this comes down to you, your energy, and where you're at. So this is some type of communication opening up. This could be them messaging out. This could be text, email, phone call, and coming in ready. And that's why it's important that you're also ready too. So there's this Ten of Swords in reverse. And so once again, this is healing from the past, where this is past betrayal and heartbreak that you're healing from. And that, you know, there's some type of block here. And this is some type of karmic cycle. And this is where people, and we don't talk about this enough, of everything that you have been through in this life is going to come up again energetically for you to process and heal. So bad enough we went through it all on earth, it's going to come up energetically, and not all at once, right? I gotta say, it will kill you like a little at a time. And so there's a lot that's surfacing, and this is something karmically that you might have cut cords with a long time ago in the past, or you haven't resolved. And this is like dark night of the soul. A lot of times twin flames and separation, you guys go into soul shock. It's very intense. You can go into dark night of the soul shock, awakening energies. You can go into a healing crisis. You can go into all this energy stuff coming up. So this indicates, you know, Divine Masculine, you guys might have gone through a lot of darkness because of this connection, or had a lot of healing come up very, very fast. But once again, awakening, coming out of it, and transmuting that energy leads to, you know, all of this really, really good stuff, okay? Awaken the magic in your creativity, immerse yourself in the world of feelings, and you're being guided to not mask, cover up, avoid, or dismiss your own feelings. A lot of times this is the numbing stuff with other connection or substances or whatever. This is being guided to really, really sit with your feelings. And so those that have such an emotional depth and understand a lot of deep emotions, especially the Divine Feminine. So you've been feeling a lot of emotional intensity. And so negative emotions, negative energy to Claire. It just kind of depends on what's coming up. If you've been feeling, you know, weighed down, lethargic, heavy energy, negative emotions, or blocked up emotionally, energy clearing work is the best to help you with that. I recommend doing it all the time anyways. Okay, so success and happiness are coming. Enjoy and celebrate life. We're trying to live life. A lot of you guys are going to have a lot of good news to celebrate, we see, and this could be just anything. A lot of you guys are like, because of this union, it's helping you go next level of your life in a big way. So those in union, those in separation, it means shifting out of it and coming out of it. Listen to the eternal song of your soul. Tune in and learn to trust it. Really listening to your soul for the guidance. And this could be on anything coming up specifically for you. Maybe you're being guided to connect with your own soul. This is soul alignment, soul frequency, and energetic alignment. Maybe you're being guided to just connect with spirit more, or even, paying attention to the downloads and working with your spiritual guides on your situation. Many of you guys have learned how to kind of tune out your own intuition or downplay your own intuition, but you're getting it and it's helping you to navigate your specific situation, your specific twin flame situation. So doing things that are, I'm going to call it soulful, that are soulful, and making time for your spiritual awakening and your spiritual path. Some of you guys are a little too focused on the matrix or, the 3D, and that's about it. Needing to take more time for, the healing, your spiritual awakening, connecting with source, doing things that are spiritual will really enrich your life and help your energy in big ways, okay? So with this kind of card, you're being guided to really nurture and connect with your spiritual side during this time, and it'll really, really help with your twin flame connection. Okay, I'm going on that note anyways, but I have tons of healings and activations up for today. Flip through and go with what you're guided to on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. If you were on this video, this is for you. Make sure you check out my website. I have lots of really good stuff up there just for you. Have a beautiful day.